The UK Border Agency is at war with smugglers in the ports and airports.
You don't have to say anything.
Get that out of my face.
Coming up, Hazel stops a suspected drug mule.
OK, but why would he pay for your flight ticket to England?
Because I wanted to come up and get the experience.
I want to go to the Caribbean, but nobody will buy me a ticket.
Liz gets abuse from an angry passenger.
I'm answering your questions. Oh, if you find anything, lock me up. If you don't find no, you head. This is taking the
And when drug dog Floyd gets wind of a powerful scent,
I have never seen an indication like it.
offers pounce to stop him flushing his stash.
Excuse me, Doc. Just wait a second, please.
At Gatwick, a British Airways flight has just touched down from St Lucia. In the last few weeks, cocaine seizures from St Lucia have skyrocketed, and border officers have intensified efforts to make sure no smugglers slip through the net. As the passengers disembark, the officers are on the lookout for anyone who fits the many profiles of a smuggler. Drug dog Megan is a vital tool for finding smugglers.
Just keep on the right-hand side. Take your bag off your shoulders, please, sir.
Sometimes just the presence of a dog can make nervous smugglers give themselves away. Hazel notices the man in the white collared shirt.
There was one person he wasn't making eye contact with anybody because I spoke directly to him. So we'll have a quick word with him when he comes into the baggage hall and see if he's got anything. He's just in the queue there. He looked nervous.
And he's all dressed up.
Yeah.
The passenger appears uneasy as the sniffer dog examines his cases. But Megan doesn't give a definite indication. With their suspicions aroused, they decide to question him anyway.
Hello there, sir. You're travelling alone today? Yeah. Can you just bring your bag over to the bench for me, please? Can I see your passport and ticket, please, sir? And how long have you been away for this trip?
A week.
And what was the purpose of your
Vacation. Either Jamaica or Trinidad.
Were you staying with friends over there or family or?
Not a girl. The last time I went to a cricket match there.
Oh, right, so there's people you don't know over there? Yeah. Okay. And how long are you going to remain in the UK before you go back to Bermuda? 2 days.
I usually do some shopping.
Yeah. Okay. Have you got your return ticket back to Bermuda?
Actually, I have to try this.
You've still got to get that, have you?
I have a bank card this morning.
Yeah, not a problem. And whereabouts will you be staying while you're here in the UK?
I was going to go to a bed and breakfast up on Shepherd's Avenue. I usually go there. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's right after the police station on Shepherd's Bush. So
you've stayed there before, have you?
Yeah.
Okay. And you packed all the bags yourself?
Yeah.
And you're aware of the contents?
Yeah.
Has anybody given you anything to bring back to the UK?
No, sir.
You're not carrying anything for anyone?
No.
Okay.
Inside the suitcase, Gary spots a large number of shoes for such a short trip and decides to examine them closely.
All I'm doing here, I'm just x-raying the shoes to make sure there's no concealments in it. Ash.
The X-ray immediately finds an anomaly. The other officers are also convinced the shoes are hiding something.
That don't look right there. That difference in the
Yeah, but these other ones
density.
look even better.
But there's only one way to find out what's inside.
I don't want to do a
All right, lovely.
Yes.
Yeah. Where we pull it open, and there's a package inside the seal.
It's game over for this attempted importation.
Okay.
And what looks like another big haul of cocaine from St Lucia.
Right, the time is 09:16 hours, and what I found in there, it looks like I found a controlled drug, okay? So I'm arresting you on suspicion of the illegal importation of a controlled drug into the UK.
Under arrest, the man is transferred to the custody cells.
Okay, that's fine. Just pop round here again. I intercepted him in the Green Channel. A number of items of footwear have been found to have packages inside.
Do you understand that, what the officers told me? Yeah. So you've been arrested purely on suspicion of being brought in a controlled drug into the UK. Do you understand? On any medication for anything? Nothing in your luggage for you, medication-wise?
Just some weightlifting stuff.
Bodybuilder, eh?
Well, I was trying to be.
The man seems to accept that the only thing he'll be exercising is his right to legal advice.
OK, if you just come along with me. Yeah, if you could just remove your shoes and leave them outside, because obviously it's got the laces in it. The last thing we want is you to try and harm yourself with them.
And the officers are now about to discover just how much cocaine is hidden in the shoes. In Manchester, officers are dealing with a difficult customer.
You might want to just go and stand with Liz. Martin's in there as well, okay. Just the bloke who stopped was a bit artsy. Okay. I don't know whether there's anyone else in there, that's all.
The passenger has returned from the Caribbean.
I still got the keys outside.
It's a known source of cocaine.
Yeah, but why can't I tell her to come inside?
But he isn't making things easy for Liz.
Why did she go out before you?
Because I'm not asking you, I'm not answering your questions. Do your search. If you find anything, lock me up. If you don't find out, you're a bullshit.
The man can't believe he's a suspect, but he also can't seem to read the signs.
You're not going to believe this.
Excuse me, I've told you you can't use your phone. Excuse me, I've told you you can't use your phone. Excuse me. She can't come inside.
Liz had a number of reasons for stopping the passenger, but now it's his behaviour that's causing the most concern.
You're going to pack them back up, yeah?
I am going to pack.
Pack them back up properly, yeah?
I will pack them.
With the man getting more aggressive, the other officers keep an eye on the situation.
And because you're on TV, you think you're a professional, this is stupid. You're like I don't watch this thing all the time. What do you call it? Australian border.
The man seems confused about what country he's in. Meanwhile, Liz attempts to continue her search.
Can you get your dog?
No, doesn't find everything. I'm not just looking for drugs. I'm looking for anything else you shouldn't have.
Like what?
Like weapons,
excess
cigarettes.
Shut up.
Okay, what I'm doing now, we've got a machine that tests for traces of drugs. Have you ever used or been in contact with drugs?
I said, no, you've asked me the question already. I don't take drugs.
Right, okay, that's fine then.
Do your little swabs, whatever you want to do.
The man then accuses the officers of racism.
You always say it's random, it's bullshit. Like the guy said on TV, you're all racist. That's what it is. Stupid, it is racist. I didn't see one white person get stopped. No, but it has to be me in it. It's weird, that, isn't it?
We've stopped other people on this flight already today.
No, whatever.
You can believe me or not.
I don't believe you anyway.
No, it's fine.
But it turns out the passenger has a reason for being annoyed at the delay.
This is taking the p***. Why today? Do you know what day is today? My birthday. That's why I'm really f***ed off. I'm just gonna go home, enjoy my 21st, just like every other 21-year-old on the birthday, but to get stopped by custom on your birthday, any other day, would have been not be bothered.
Okay.
With the search over, the man decides to push his luck.
If you don't find what you're looking for, since you can't reimburse me for my taxi costs, I'd like an apology, a verbal apology. Is that okay? Is that much to ask?
I'm sorry if I'm wasting your time.
That's fine. Obviously it's not a good day because my birthday, what a shame, but you haven't found anything, so that's it really. It's annoying when you get picked out, but it's one of those things. On purpose.
Finally, Liz and the man seem to agree on something.
I am not doing 5-10 years. It's just not worth it. I'd rather just work like everybody else.
Some people do, unfortunately.
As the innocent passenger heads off, in Gatwick, the man caught with cocaine concealed in his shoes isn't so lucky.
Contemplating his fate.
It's sad, isn't it?
I don't know if sad's the right word. I never judge people. I think I can't judge them for what they do. I don't know what's led them to do what they've done. I don't agree with people bringing drugs into the country. I can never condone that, but I can't judge the person.
Hazel and Mike examine all the shoes for drugs.
and you can just see where somebody's inserted a tool into the side to prise the sole off the main part of the shoe. There's little indentations that just would arouse your suspicion and just make you think that they'd been taken apart previously. Did you notice that on there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought seeing any...
Oh, look, there's glue on this one. That's giving it away there. Look. That one's done really well. Just see the glue mark.
The concealments are sophisticated, but now the custody officer wants to know exactly what's inside the packages.
You know what's really annoying? You see a pair of shoes like that with a take-back package in the bottom with white powder in it, and they still insist, everyone goes, have you tested it, have you tested it? It's like, you don't have to, do you? You know it's something dodgy.
OK. Put a drop of it in there. And that's the blue-pink reaction you're looking for, according to this. Pink on the top, blue underneath, that's cocaine. It's definitely cocaine.
Will you tell the custody officer it's positive, please?
I will do.
With 200 grams of cocaine in each shoe, in all, the man was charged with importing nearly 2 kilos of cocaine, worth around £80,000. Coming up, on the hunt for smugglers, drug dog Floyd gives the clearest indication of his career.
I was in the air bridge with the dog, and I have never seen an indication like it.
Coming up, Hazel stops a suspected drug mule.
OK, but why would he pay for your flight ticket to England?
Because I wanted to come up and get the experience.
I want to go to the Caribbean, but nobody will buy me a ticket.
In Manchester, the Jamaica flight has just landed. Inside the terminal, sniffer dog Floyd is on duty with his handler, Susie. The dog team have been called in by Border Officer Martin to examine passengers as soon as they leave the aircraft, giving smugglers no time to ditch their drugs when they see the dog. Floyd is trained to indicate if he picks up even the tiniest trace of drugs. But this man with the red bag sends Floyd's signals into a frenzy. Martin heads into the baggage hall to intercept the suspect after he's collected his bags.
I was doing the air bridge with the dog, and I have never seen an indication like it.
Really?
Floyd was humping his leg, and I've never seen a hit like it, mate.
The man is travelling with a woman who suspiciously headed straight for the toilets.
The woman attempted to go to the toilets in the baggage area. Female officers accompanied her in there and explained the situation to her as well. She's now with the female officers in our baggage search area.
The suspects have split, but officers are keeping their distance from the man they think is carrying drugs.
Because of the strong indication by the dog, we are concerned that he's aware that we have an interest in him, and he made an attempt to ditch any items he's got strapped to his body. For that reason, we would not let him go to the toilets by himself.
The suspect begins walking towards the exit, but then makes a break for the toilets.
Excuse me, mate. Excuse me, pal. Just wait a second, please, mate. Come over here, mate. What's actually happened? You know, because the dog showed interest on you. You saw the dog come around to you.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm not saying you have, but obviously we have to be sure before you go in the toilet you haven't got anything strapped to you, okay, mate?
After a string of recent drug jobs from the Caribbean and the strength of the dog indication, the officers are almost convinced the man is carrying drugs. In Gatwick, border officers are also on the lookout for a passenger who's just arrived from Jamaica. The intelligence unit have picked out the passenger as she fits a number of suspicious profiles.
We found her. She was very skinny. She's in blue patchy jeans. She's got a white top and a black handbag.
Hazel's team watch the suspect as she collects her bag and tries to leave.
Hello there, Customs. Where have you just arrived from?
Jamaica.
From Jamaica. Just bring your bags around here for me for a minute, please.
All Hazel knows is the intel team picked out the suspect. It's her job to investigate further.
Got your passport, please.
The woman has a British passport,
Thank you.
so Hazel starts with questions about her
you.
trip.
How long have you been to Jamaica for?
Repeat that, please.
Pardon?
Repeat that for me.
Oh, how long have you been to Jamaica for?
I've been living there for a while.
Oh,
My
right.
first visit here.
Ah, so you live in Jamaica.
Right,
How long will you stay in England for? Who will you come and see?
My sister.
Do you have a Jamaican passport as well?
No, I don't.
But you live in Jamaica.
Right.
Did you pay for your flight ticket yourself?
No, I didn't.
Who paid for your ticket?
Someone up here.
Someone up here?
Right.
Who?
Um,
And who's he?
a friend of mine.
And why did he pay for your ticket?
Because I'm coming up to spend some time with him.
And how do you know him?
I met him through a friend.
And what does do for a job?
I guess we call it self-employed.
Hazel's unconvinced.
When did you last see him?
Earlier this year.
Okay, but why would he pay for your flight ticket to England?
Repeat that, please.
Why would he pay for your flight ticket to England?
Because I wanted to come up and get the experience.
I want to go to the Caribbean, but nobody will buy me a ticket.
Wow. I don't know.
No? So you've just got £75. So who will give you money while you're here?
My sister and then.
And your sister does what for a job?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Suspecting she's a drug mule, Hazel presses the woman further.
So what will you do while you're here in England?
I'm not sure.
Is there anything in particular that you want to see while you're here?
That's what they do a lot of sightseeing.
Yeah, things like what?
Friend that I can catch up with and
So what sort of things will you do while you're here?
I'm not too sure. It depends on what I can do by myself because I don't know the place. So.
Have you not done any research into England?
No.
And how are you eligible for a British passport?
My mother is British.
And does she live in England?
Well, she's not here at the moment. She's in Jamaica.
So who is it you live with?
I have parents.
So you live with your mum?
No, I live with my brother.
You live with your brother? Right, okay.
That's a body spray.
It is? But it's a man's one. Why have you got man's body
I
spray?
like it.
The suspect's story is ringing alarm bells.
I'm just going to do a few checks, okay? If you just stay here for a few minutes.
Hazel decides to investigate the woman's acquaintance with the unusual name.
I just want to do a few checks on... Oh, good morning. I'd like a PNC check and an address check, please. Yeah, I don't think I've come across one before, so you might hit on something. The person that she says has bought her ticket, she doesn't know anything about him. She doesn't know how old he is. She's only known him for a year. I'm not entirely sure why he would pay for her ticket. People I've known longer than that won't buy me a ticket to the Caribbean, so I want to know why he's paid for her ticket.
The officers keep a close eye on the lady while they await the result of the police checks on the man who paid for her trip. Back in Manchester, the team are also on high alert after a powerful dog indication. Certain they caught a smuggler, the team pounced, but as they walk to collect his bags, the man gives Kevin some information that changes the mood.
A nice one. One?
$49,500.
One? Oh, excellent. Online or?
Online.
Yeah, brilliant, mate.
It's a disappointment for the team, but contact with so much cash would explain the dog's excitement.
High to low. Roller coaster morning already. Have you got money belt on as well? It could well be that, you see, mate, because the dogs are trained on cash as well as drugs.
Yeah, you have to close with the dogs, wouldn't you, groin?
It's got $1,000.
So that might explain
yeah.
why.
Wait.
The officers search the poker winner to verify his story, but there's no pleasing some people.
£30,000, a lot of money. Yeah.
I was a bit disappointed. 2 weeks later, it was only $960. Same competition, but I was trying to win it again.
At least you won it, though.
Yeah.
The man is free to go, but first officers ask a favour. They want to let sniffer dog Floyd refine the man's money belt and get his well-earned reward.
Put it back, and you're just helping us out then. Helping with the training the dogs, and because obviously that's what the dogs indicates on, so it's done his job well there.
Floyd quickly locates the cash in the man's belt, but this time it's just for training.
I was quite relaxed because I had nothing to hide. We went to Jamaica on holiday, but we weren't planning on going on holiday this year. We were planning to do a back garden up, and I split the money between the guy for the Ukraine. We had $50,000 each, roughly. And the next week we went in and booked our holiday to Jamaica. It was absolutely brilliant. And we went over there and we had a great time. Totally relaxing.
Celebrated our 6th year wedding
celebrated our
anniversary
6th wedding anniversary as well.
last Saturday.
The lucky couple leave with the winnings, but sadly the officers didn't hit the jackpot.
Well done. Good lad. Best indication ever, mate.
Back in Gatwick's South Terminal, border officers are in the middle of questioning an intelligence target whose story aroused suspicions when it emerged her ticket had been bought for her. Suspecting she may be a drug mule, Hazel is investigating the person who paid for the ticket.
Oh, right, OK. He was found guilty in 2007 of helping an asylum seeker. He got 9 months in prison, but he was born in 1949 and she doesn't seem to know how old this bloke is. And she's clearly not an asylum seeker because she's got a British passport. Right, OK, well, thanks very much for your help. Thanks a lot, then. Bye. The only thing we've got, then, is that he has been convicted of helping an asylum seeker. But clearly that's not her concern because she's got a British passport.
It's surprising news.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It was just taking some time to do some checks.
But an exhaustive drug search found nothing.
It's fine. OK, well, that's fine. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay.
Enjoy your stay in England. Thank you.
To win the war on drugs, border officers must investigate any suspicious passengers. But thankfully, most are innocent and are free to go. The smuggler caught with cocaine hidden in shoes pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 5 years in prison.